Bring your own poetry.
Now we are going to have a unique section of the PLAF, which is bring your own poetry. So why not we just make the circle a little bigger? This is actually a completely free session where anyone here who has a point to exchange or share can share. And as a curator of the festival and other co-curators of the poet, so I think I have the right to start with a very small poem which I learned during the walks at the Kumbh Mela. It is in Hindi, and most of you know Hindi. So when I went to take photographs, you can see my pictures there. They have been auctioned, the only Indian artists whose works have been auctioned at the Essay's auction house this COVID time. It was a great break for me. During the Kumbh Mela photography session, I was able to get a lot of beautiful pictures. And my intention was to discover and try to find a realized soul. How do I judge who's a realized soul? However, I reached the akhara of Yoga Baba, and he recited this beautiful 4 lines for me, which was fantastic, which actually felt, which goes very well with this literature festival, where they're looking for new ideas, new ways of looking at things, new forms, new words. So he said, Parisa, सोच को बदलो सितारे बदल जाएंगे, सोच को बदलो सितारे बदल जाएंगे, नजरे को बदलो नजारे बदल जाएंगे, किश्तियों को बदलने की जरूरत नहीं है, दिशा को बदलो किनारे बदल जाएंगे. Whoever wants to come up here can come. This is open mic. Maybe I request the most illustrious gentleman, Professor Sadevji, he's a Kabir poet, I know.
I wish to just share a couplet of Kabir. मैं कहता आंखन की देखी, मैं कहता आंखन की देखी, तू कहता पोथी की देखी, मैं कहता सिरझा बनहारे, तू राखियों अरझाई रे, तेरा मेरा मिलन कैसे होगा? I say what I see with my own eyes. You keep hiding in the books. I say he's everywhere, but you keep containing him in the scriptures. How can our paths cross? लिखा लिखी की है नहीं, अरे देखा देखी की बात. लिखा लिखी की है नहीं, देखा देखी की बात. दुल्हा को दुल्हन मिल गयो, फीकी पड़ी बात. It's not intellectual debates, it's opening your eyes. When the bride is in the arms of her lover, who gives a damn about the wedding party? So with this too, I share one of my poems. I wrote it last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's something to the government. It's called Seeds of Hope. Seeds of hope in stormy waters. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. So reads the sign on the door to hell. This is from Dante's Inferno, just a reference. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. So reads the sign on the door to hell. In every ice age, in every cold night, in every cold war, in every cold bed, in every cold heart, who has not known the strength of such hell and the strangulating knots of hopelessness? Hope languishes again and again in every age, in every place, under every bed, under every eyelid, under every pretext. It's a part of it. Poem I'm reading, it's a quote is long. Trudging in the the dungeons of such despair, where does one see a ray of light, or hear a faint whisper of consolation, or feel the warmth of a passing embrace? Again and again, on the convoluted bushes of fear and uncertainty, of unmade beds and crushed pillows, of broken hearts and broken bones, of broken promises and broken dreams, hope languishes like an abandoned orphan, making all black holes seem as our inevitable destiny, and our suffocating desolation as our only fraternity. Grace descends. Grace descends on the benighted earth, on our Deva Bhumi, on our Gaia, on our crooked hearts, on our tortuous thoughts, on our parched lips, on our wanton feet. It is Ganga. It is Ganga descending from the heavens, always descending, forever and ever. The mother, the great mother, bringing life and hope to the thirsty and the parched in the innards of all worlds here below. From behind some broken clouds, a million fireflies swarm in the dark forest. Suddenly, it is dark no more. Tell me, O wanderer, tell me, O wanderer, it is merely some stray light of distant meteor, a million light years away, or is this the glow of hope down here below? O pilgrim, O pilgrim to this blessed earth, there is no hell. O pilgrim to this blessed earth, there is no hell, only a forgotten, veiled, lost paradise waiting to be discovered. Waiting in every crack where the tiny flowers shoot forth in impenetrable rocks. Waiting for new, unheard, heavenly music to burst out from every throat and from every hole of every flute. Go down the gangster rabbit hole. Go down the gangster rabbit hole. A wonderland lies waiting, and Alice in every road. Awake, O sleeper, the ocean is churning, the great waves arise. See how Mohini is emerging from the deep seas, the chalice of Amrit. She's Savitri, she's Saraswati, she's Lakshmi, and you, Satyavan, are immortal, you are forever. Awake, O sleeper. The sun has risen in the city of dawn. There is light everywhere in the sun of hope. It is the light of eternal hope, scattering seeds of hope everywhere. In every crack, in every hole, in every crooked heart, in every sleepy soul. If such an indistinct parched seed, if such an indistinct parched seed in such dark, dingy waters can become such a beautiful lotus, if such an indistinct parched seed in such dark, dingy waters can become such a beautiful lotus, what might not you and I, my love, become in our journey to the sun?
Lovely, thank you. I suggest the next person should be ready. Otherwise, Sudipta will have to fill in the gaps.
Who's next?
Who's ready next? Okay. Honey, Ashana. Aja. And after her, anybody would like to read out or say?
Can we read?
Of course.
Yeah, I would like to.
So you'll be next after her. And then? Yeah, look. Who's ready? If you're ready, you can start. Then she can start after that.
Thank you very much. I know it is an unpredicted and unannounced presence here, but it was you who inspired me by reading a poem written during COVID times. I wrote a suite of 8 poems during COVID times. They in a way captured as we moved from shock to surprise to desolation to reaching out to the ethereal for some kind of help, for some support to deal with the worst time that we had known. But that is not the important part. The important part is that from the very first poem, I'd read it out to a dancer, and I asked the dancer whether they would dance to the poem. So of the 8 poems, 7 have been danced. And I call them my poems of double authorship during COVID time. I felt that they are complete and now belong both to the dancer and to me. One poem tested everybody. Many dancers have tried their hands at dancing it, and it has not happened. That is the poem I'm going to read today. It's called, the poems were written in English and Hindi. The Hindi business surprised me because I don't normally write in Hindi, but this time it wrote on its own. So this poem, the last one, is written in Hindi. Its title is Navras Ki Chitrakari. Because I knew I was writing for dancers, I was keeping that part in mind. Here goes. ये जीवन है, नौ रसों का खेल, नौ ग्रहों का खेल. नौ रसों का मेल, नौ ग्रहों का खेल. खेल, खेल खेला, खेल या खेला, खेल या खिलवाड़. कोविड की महामारी, श्रमिक पर अत्याचारी, व्यवस्था की लाचारी, नवरस की चित्रकारी. सदियों पूर्व मुनियों ने लिखे थे ग्रंथ, कलाओं में बसे नवरस के चित्रण, विवरण और पढ़ान. सरस भावों का आदान प्रदान है मनुष्य की पहचान, जिससे उत्पन्न बहुरंगी बहुरूपी कलात्मक ज्ञान. ये जीवन है, नौ रसों का मेल, नौ ग्रहों का खेल. भाव, विभाव, अनुभव और सच्चाई की कथन जीवन के हर हादसे में है नवरस का विस्तृत चित्रण. असंहित परिवेश में दूर से निकट, समीप, संलग्नित स्वागत. अंतरचक्षु खुले, सहानुभूति उभरे, सहृदयता के हुए लक्षण. ये जीवन है, नौ रसों का मेल, नौ ग्रहों का खेल. खेल, खेल खेला, खेल या खेला, खेल या खिलवाड़. कोविड की आड़ में, नवरंगी रसाधार में अद्भुत रहा पलायन, विश्व का विशालतम प्रवासन. रौद्र अग्नि हुई संदीपन, परंतु आदि रस रहा कारुण्य. सामने आई तस्वीरें, चीखी, चिल्लाई, रुदन गाथा पुण्य. कोविड की महामारी, श्रमिक पर अत्याचारी, व्यवस्था की लाचारी, नवरस की चित्रकारी. श्रृंगार था लुप्त, हास्य अगुप्त, भूख जो नोचती पेट. लोहित पैर फफूंदों की कहर, दरोगा के डंडे की चपेट. निष्फल व्यवस्था, अक्षम सरकार, मजदूर बना मजबूर. भयभीत, आशाहीन, पर परिपूर्ण उसकी आत्मनिर्भरता का कस्तूर. माँ ने किया कमाल, बेटी ने बोझ ढोआ. जब बुरा हुआ हाल, तो याकूब ने अमृत को न छोड़ा. यातायात के साधन से वंचित, कोसों चला अपंग. भूखमारी से झलके कई विभत्स रंग प्रसंग. संदूक बनी गाड़ी, बैल बना इंसान. रेल से हुए चित्रे, बच्चे बूढ़े परेशान. सड़क पे हुए प्रसव, छीन लिया स्वाभिमान. मृत बच्चे, निष्प्राण मां. क्या कोई नहीं मिला दयावान? कांधे रहे मजबूत, गति रही अटूट. पहुंच गए देश, श्रमिक वीरता का सबूत. निशब्द, स्तब्ध, नम नयन, आंखों में है आंसू. संवेदना, रहम, पीड़ पराई और कारुण्य की है हमें जुस्तजू. ये जीवन है, नौ रसों का मेल, नौ ग्रहों का खेल. So just in case anybody was watching the pattern, it says Navras ki Chitrakari, but only 8 rasas are mentioned. Absent was Shanta, because when you have these 8, you cannot have Shanta.
Thank you. Just tell your name so that we know. She has written several books too, and she's brilliant in that. She's
So my name is Lopa, and I live in Pondicherry. I grew up in Pondicherry, and this is for all the dancers here, and all the dancers within you who have not danced yet, but I will. And I wrote this on 29th of April, which is the International Dance Day. It's called the Primordial Dancer. A heart beat like a distant drum, a foot tapped in perfect rhythm, the hands clapped to the tune, the fingers parted playfully, the lips broke into a smile. Dance was born, and from her time, beauty bowed to the dancer's form. Space was an admiring playfield. Her eyes looked up, and heaven was born. She gazed around, and the stars shone. Raising her right arm to the skies, lowering the left towards her feet, she tilted her head up to the right, turned her gaze to the lower hand, and started rolling on her heels. And as she spun, the galaxies were born. From arcs and spirals that measured space, a music filled the starry realms, and sentient earth touched her feet. Life came out of her joyous heart. The creatures breathed her primal song. She ranged about, and seasons were born. She spun the myths of gods and demons. They laughed and cried, and fought and loved. She spun the nations and their glory and doom. She wove the thoughts, beware as ours. She paved the paths that lead us to her. Behold the primordial dancer, wild and free and full of life, dancing with the falling leaves, singing in the crackling fire, splashing color on bird and beast, glowing with the fireflies, applauding with thunderclaps, churning the clouds, sprinkling the dew, tiptoeing here, leaping there, spreading beauty everywhere.
beautiful. Thank you. Shabin, the mic is in front of you. You don't have to get up.
A couple of very small poems. This is called Disciple. Three disciples of Jesus Christ asked him what they got. Disciple. On days like Thomas, I want to touch your wounds, feel your sacrifice, run my fingers over your love, and you over your wounds. Some days, like Peter, I want to walk on water, define science, live the miracle of your being, and you offer your purpose. And on days like Judas, I want to betray you, belying your trust, and take 30 silver pieces, and you go for yourself. Actually, this is I didn't think this came to me at this point. I'm just being a therapist. This is called Mulberry Street in Doha, in Qatar. This poem is dedicated to Hisham Arthur. He's a writer, Indian writer. His father disappeared during the Gaddafi's rule, and he was abducted and never came back home. So he's written a book about his father memory. So this short poem is for Hisham. Mulberry Street. 2 nights ago, we walked around the by-lanes after dinner of Turkish bread and silence. It was cold with nippy breeze. We walked past silent houses and resting cars, stopped by a huge villa with high walls. Branches of mulberry slouched over the wall. We plucked handful of the dark pink fruit and ate them all the way back in moonlit silence. Mulberry, moonlight, and minerals. That night, I slept dreaming of a country by the sea, from where men kept discipline. This is for my father. This last, he died of cancer, and every Christmas he wanted a star, December. And these are fragments of memories. Memories of crisp leaves creaking underfoot, sharp breeze cracking lips, the stretch of bay sky as blue and intimately sacred like mother's wedding saree. In cold, lean nights, shivering stars, and a bright silver moon over the barn. Father's seasonal postcards. My father worked in the clubs and he used to send seasonal Christmas. Every Christmas, me and my sister used to get these cards. Our father's seasonal postcards of silhouetted sand dunes and archaic hunts of proverbial camels. The cold spreading from postcard onto a frenzied collection of subjective imagination. Mother's signs of waiting, and running fingers over the calendar. She used to run her fingers over the neck. When is he coming next? Mother's signs of waiting and running fingers over the calendar. The last December, father asked for a star with the thin bows of rosewater apple in the yard. His last Christmas. I just found a few in my notes. This is, I was reading the Burmese Days by Orwell during the Burmese Days. Reading Burmese Days in Jamaica. The sea was a taut stretch of blue ribbon in the morning. The sun shimmered intermittently like the memory of a man with dementia. The breathless girl threw the cigarette languidly to a man in the crowd. This is a passage from Orwell's writing. The breathless girl threw the cigarette languidly to a man in the crowd and began to shake her hands like a snake. Writhe as though to shake the muscles loose. The feral ring of sweat, the sea of white muslin backs of the women and the pink scarves. The slender youth in a purple lungi with 2 glasses of yellow sherbet on a tray. Ukokim's elephantine body and his bitter reddened teeth gleaming like red tinfoil. The humming petrol lamps, the glowing sweetness of